Well, hello, welcome to Coffee and Astronomy. I'm Jim Craig. Uh, Switch things up a little bit this week. I'm recording from my living room rather than my workshop and studio. And I want to talk about seeing. Now, I talked about seeing before, and I was talking about the optical quality of the sky. In this case, I want to talk about how to see, how to use your eyes to look at things astronomical, because again, I try to address things that I hear people talk about. Say, I looked at Jupiter and all it was a round dot and it was tiny. And I looked at Mars and it was kind of an orange ruddy dot and it was tiny. And I understand this. I went through the same thing myself when I first got started back over 30 years ago. And there's no real way to teach somebody how to see except through experience. You keep looking, and pretty soon you start seeing things you didn't see before. You start seeing details you didn't see before. One person who was really good at describing how to learn to see was a fellow by the name of Ken Fulton, who I just found out we lost on August 3rd of 2020. And Mr. Fulton wrote a book called The Light-Hearted Astronomer. It was written in 1984, but still a good read. Look it up. You may want to purchase it. It's a lot of fun because he has a very quirky way of looking at things. It's a lot of fun. There was also a planetarium show based on that book. But he talks about learning to see, and what he does is he says, it's take a commonplace object. Now, in his case, he wants you to draw it, and that's fine, because it does make you concentrate more on what you're seeing. And his was an egg. Now, I'm going to talk about it as a coin. I've got a quarter here. Now, you look at a quarter, that's a quarter. It's like every other quarter, but it's not. Each quarter has its own uniqueness, little nicks, cuts, mint marks, how much the grooves are worn on the side, how much the front and back are worn. And look at your, if you get a quarter or whatever coin you happen to be using, you can use dime, penny, euro, yen, whichever, wherever you are, whatever coin you've got, a loonie, hi Canadians, whatever you've got, take a look at it and look at it carefully and see what makes it unique, what makes it different, not just the year, but there's so much there to see beyond just it's another coin. What Fulton talked about was seeing the egginess of your egg, how your egg has a certain complexion that's unique to that particular egg. And once you start seeing those details, you're able to start seeing it in the sky. Now the atmosphere is constantly moving. I've heard astronomy from the surface of the Earth likened to doing bird watching from the deep end of a swimming pool. The atmosphere is, it's wavery, turbulent. That was the word I was searching for. We have a very turbulent atmosphere. It's constantly in motion, and the differences in density, we talked about that when I was talking about seeing before. But you're going to get those moments of absolute clarity where something pops out and you see it in a way you've never seen it before. Now, if you're looking at things like deep sky objects like nebulae, galaxies, that sort of thing, globular clusters, one thing that helps is called averted vision. And that is, rather than looking straight at the object, you look slightly off to the side. Like say here, here I'm looking at the quarter, but now you can probably tell with my eyes I'm looking slightly off to the side. I can still see the quarter, but I can, I'm looking beyond it. I'm looking beside it. Because it turns out that the part of your eye that has the best contrast is not the center of your field of vision. It's slightly off to the side. So you'll start picking up details. Hello, Apollo. We have a guest star today. But you'll start seeing details. Like when I looked at the Orion Nebula, you start seeing the wisps at the edge. And I do not see the Orion Nebula the same way today that I saw it 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. It's changed. I start picking up subtle details because I am learning to see it. And that's what you have to do when you're doing any kind of astronomy. So learn to see. But of course, before you see, you have to look. So get out and take a look at the nighttime sky. Once again, I'm going to ask if you like these videos, please consider becoming a patron. You can go to patreon.com/planetofmystery. That's planet _of_mystery. And for as little as $1 a month, you can help support the videos here. You can get exclusive content and you get access to me if you have a question. Because I'd like to have I'd like to be able to sit here and say, Jerry F of Hackensack, New Jersey asks, and answer the question from Jerry F of Hackensack, New Jersey, or wherever you're from. I'd like to be able to answer your questions because that's what I'm here for. That's what I do. I can't not answer people's questions when it comes to astronomy. Or if I don't have an answer, I'll help you find one. So definitely. You can also leave comments down below. I read those very carefully. I pay great heed to them. If you like what you see, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Click the little bell down below to subscribe, so you get notifications saying, hey, Planet of Mystery has a new video up, and you'll get that right away. So until next week, this is Jim Craig with Coffee and Astronomy telling you, get out there. I hope you get some clear skies. Northern Hemisphere, it's chilly. Pretty warm down in the Southern Hemisphere. Whatever skies you have, as long as they're clear, enjoy them.